Hi, this is the evaluation of the order trading system for February the 18th, 2021. We had 5 trades on that day, 5 were buys, 2 were short sells. First trade was FOLD. That's Amicus Therapeutics Incorporated. It tripped at 12:41:38 p.m. at a price of $11.92. It was a buy. It closed the day at 11.87, was down 2.22%, coming up a little bit obviously early morning. See if there was any opportunity after it tripped. Let's see, 12.41, so it tripped around here, dropped, came back though, so it recovered afterwards, came up quite a bit, 12.14, 11.90, 11.90, okay. Okay, so there was a point afterwards, about 15 minutes roughly, and about 10 minutes at the end of the day where it came up above a little bit, not extensively, but a little bit. There was opportunity though, I see it that way. So I'm going to call that a positive result. And the indicators, OBV showing in the afternoon just came up well. Well, MACD showing that it did jump up during that period of time, came down a bit. Or let's just say the averages shot up in the early afternoon, degraded a little bit, moved sideways at the end of the day. DI was up, but not heavily. DI showing about 50-50 on DI about positive and negative activity. So DI is actually not a good indicator. Bollinger Band though showed that it did come up, and then at the end of the day it moved sideways. So it just happened to be a stock that didn't continue its rise after it tripped, but it did move above the tripping price a bit. Next trade is CYH. That's Community Health Systems Incorporated. It tripped at 2:05:37 p.m. at a price of $8.48. It was a buy. It closed the day at $8.50, so that's another positive trade. It was down, and I forgot to mention, it was down 8.01%. So this is a stock that was moving down, but we caught it moving upwards during its day activity. OBV shows somewhat a positive direction. MACD, you could see that during the afternoon where it tripped, it came up and stayed up, which was good. And DI showing the same thing. It was down in the morning a bit till early afternoon, and came up and stayed up for the most part of the afternoon. Bollinger Band, same thing. So we're catching the same kind of response that we happened to catch it during a jump, and at least it maintained that. Next trade is Nndm. That's Nano Dimensions Limited. That tripped at 2:55:07 p.m. and a price of $13.62. It was a short sell, and it closed at 13.55, down 6.81%. You can see it's recovering there this morning. You can see it's up by a good amount. So it did recover, but it did come down, and the indicator should show that also. 14.55. OBV just dropping, MACD dropping. At the time we caught it, data was acquired in the afternoon, obviously. DI down, so that stock was just moving down, so that stock was obviously a good opportunity to get out. But again, you can see that if you're not familiar with stock trading in general, stuff like this happens all the time. And it's got to do with the aspect to say this is not just general people buying and selling. This is really, market. I call it market manipulation. I don't really have a better term for that, but it's really the people in the financial industry doing things in order to, control the stock in the direction that it goes. People may think that stock price is somewhat driven by the performance of the company. And while that's probably a big indication, it's not the only indication. It's something that the financial people utilize in order to make decisions, about how they think they can take advantage of the stock. So as you can see, early morning, it is up a bit. It's up above its tripping price, which means if you actually waited for this stock, you'd be in the aspect of saying even early morning the stock prices indicated. Not to say this is what's going to happen. It does give you somewhat an indication of what people are trying to do early morning. Next trade is Ncty. That's the 9 limited. It tripped at 3:11:05 p.m. at a price of 61.16. It was a buy. It closed the day at 63.17, up 3.90%, and up early morning today also, which is good. It kind of shows you that the price of the stock, or the stock itself, is doing well, and whatever tripped it yesterday is continuing today, that the people trying to push it down are not able to do it so. OBV showing pretty much a good rise. MACD from the time it was starting to collect data, moving upwards fairly strongly, DI strongly, Bollinger Band strongly. So that stock is also a stock that's moving strongly positive. So another good stock. So that's 4 out of 4, I should say right now. Next trade is HTBX. There we go. That's biology. I can't say biologics. That's a strange word. Biologics. I don't think that's actually. I don't think that's an English word, so I think they made that one up. If it is, it's a word I've never used. 3:46:01 p.m. is when it tripped at a price of 9.40. It was a short sell. But it closed at 11.43 at a price of 3.46 down. The stock was down, but as you can see, it recovered after it tripped. So it did come down quite a bit. Interesting, because it was down much more lower than that. It's interesting. 9.40. We caught it 3.46. It's strange here because the price here is showing 11.43 at the close. That can't be the right close. This has got to be a mistake. As you can see, the stock continually moving down. Well, I'm just going to open up. Let me open up. I have one here open. I'm just to validate, because Yahoo stock is showing that this stock jumped up $2 after its tripping price, but the price on the stock itself is showing no price where it moved up to 11.43 at all. So it just goes to show you that these financial sites that are actually not good at all. I'll just go to Yahoo Finance again just to make sure. And HTBX. There we go. Huh. I'm not sure, but there we go. Okay, that's just. I don't know what the hell that was. Okay. Well, the good thing is we caught it at 9.40. These are very, very, very. I don't know what to say. They're not technically difficult, but they're very, very, very iffy about taking the potential, because they're so late in the trading day. So they're complex. So I would not try to recommend trading at the end of the day. It did trip. It did show that the stock continued moving down, even though we had a little bit of a hiccup with the web browser integration with the application. Doesn't seem to be picking up the right stock for some odd reason. Right name and everything, but wrong price. So don't know what that was. But anyways, that's 5 out of 5 stocks that were positive, which is good. And you can't get much better than that. So thank you very much.